6-liter market, 6-liter stuff.
Who, me? Just because I like 350Zs, bro?
Don't say that on camera. Cut!
The holder of the world record in Pro Street, the KC Turbo crew from Mesa, Arizona.
Welcome back to another episode of the KC Turbos podcast. Today, I'm joined by my good friends from PPE. I got my boy Charles and my boy Ryder along here with my good friend Alex. So thanks for coming out, guys. You guys are out here for NHRDA.
Correct.
Dude, that's awesome. You guys excited for the event?
Oh, yeah, we're excited. We brought some engines for you guys to see. A 6.7 liter Powerstroke.
Yeah, it's a real engine right there, you know what I'm saying?
It's a beaut, man. We took a lot of that plastic stuff off, and we have our intake kit on there, so we're excited to show off some of that stuff to you guys. So
yeah, I've seen some peaks of that, and it's actually almost too nice to be on the forward.
Yeah,
but
I agree. What do you guys else have going on before the event? Do you guys have anything you guys have going on?
It's been real busy. You know, we were talking about it off camera. The all the race truck drama, getting it up and going, blowing up engines, swapping them the day before the event.
Yep. Race truck stuff.
Yeah. So we're a little tired, but other than that, we're doing great.
Yeah.
At least somebody brought good weather with it with them, since it's finally raining for the first time since August or something like
we're
that.
Good luck charms.
Yeah. We'll blame it on Leahy though. It's probably his fault.
We blame it on the Midwest guys.
Oh, shoot, dude.
So, but we were excited. We wanted to work for a long time now with you guys. We wanted to have you guys here forever. So this is a really big moment for us to finally meet somebody from PPE. Tell me about PPE. What does PPE stand for?
It stands for Pacific Performance Engineering.
Okay.
So realistically, what we do is we just take stuff that's broken, on these newer Powerstrokes, whether it's a Powerstroke, Cummins, Duramax, the big three. We like to re-engineer it to make sure that it's repurposed for something good, right? Why have something like an up pipe that crushes down on a Duramax down to a 2.5 inch when you can make it larger, right? Mm-hmm. So all these things just kind of add up at the end of the day. So like I said, what we do is just we re-engineer it, make sure it's working better, make sure your truck is able to, run the full life of its engine life, without having major issues. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we hope so. Now you're getting in the 6-liter market. I think all bets are off, bro.
Well, before we start with the 6-liter, where are you guys from?
We're originally from Fullerton, California. So we moved from Fullerton, California to Montclair. Thank God we're out of California. Now we're in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah. So we're about 4 or 5 hours from here. So we'll be making the trip down here more often, that's for sure.
Absolutely, nice, man. Yeah, and what do you guys do at the shop?
A little bit of everything. I'm a sales manager there, so I'm kind of in charge of, numbers, making sure everything's going well.
You're the guy, you're the pretty face.
I'm the pretty face too.
Dude.
I'm kind of pretty.
Yeah, I can't sit, I'm sitting here, barely can hold myself back. But.
Right. Ryder's, listen, dude, now that mug right there, I'll tell you. Ryder's one of our newer guys. He's one of our sales reps. But I'll let Ryder kind of fill in. How do you like PPE now that you kind of started? You kind of got familiar with the KC guys.
Yeah, I love it. I've been working since for PPE since late October. It's really cool, getting into the diesel market. It's all new to me, so I've been around gas stuff my whole life. So.
I know the feeling, dude. I was at a tranny shop, did gas stuff my whole life, and then I started working here. I was like, oh, dang, I don't know anything.
Cool. Transmissions.
Transmission shop. Yeah,
it's
we want to be
politically
correct,
California, bro.
Man, we still have the sentiments, though, dude.
Yeah.
Don't hurt my feelings. But yeah, definitely, we need more young people.
Yeah.
We need a lot more younger
That's
people.
That's where we're at, bro.
Yeah. So especially as we start kind of phasing out, a lot of the older guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryder, eventually is going to be taking on hopefully a lot of this stuff for PPE too. So we're excited for the future. Like I said, we're doing a lot more Powerstroke, like you guys mentioned, a lot more Cummins. Primarily, we were a Duramax company to begin with. Yeah. That's what we've been known for a long time. But we're just taking our years and years of exposure in that market, and we're just trying to bring that over, to do some good for you guys too.
Yeah,
so.
That's great, because we were like, man, those Duramaxes, we don't even want to touch them, dude. Who's the best in the Duramax market? Yeah, let's just call them. They'll take care of us, dude. It'll be fine.
And that was for us the biggest thing. I mean, Duramax is a new playground for us. Yeah. We're not super familiar with it, and especially being Ford guys. Ford and Chevy will always be the big rival.
Right.
Dodge, nobody really talks about Dodge, and even Dodge guys, they don't call themselves Dodge guys. They call themselves Cummins guys.
Yeah.
Cummins owner.
So this is big. Like, we want to get into the Duramax market. We're very interested in the Duramax market. But what did the big Duramax guys? Why did you all of a sudden want to dabble into the Powerstroke market?
To be honest, just trying to take over more of the diesel market. We've done what we've done for the Duramax stuff. We're going to continue to support the Duramax guys.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's just so many products you can make. There's only so much reinventing you could do of the wheel.
Yeah.
So eventually, we got to hit these other markets and go, hey, we can improve that. I see those 6-7 up pipes. I see they're only at 1 3/4 inch.
Yeah,
they're
they're
a straw. Yeah.
We got to up the size of those. And that's what ultimately kind of led us to go, Powerstroke is a great opportunity for us. And that's where we're hitting hard this year. That's for sure.
I heard you even start doing stuff for 6 liters.
Yeah.
You are doing stuff for 6 liters already?
We've been doing 6-liter stuff for a while now. That's probably been going on for about 4 or 5 years. So oil coolers, EGR coolers.
That's a big one.
The oil cooler is a real big thing, since many people know Ford kind of switched over and does not make their oil coolers.
Exactly.
Here anymore.
Are they
they're not
dormant now?
international anymore.
They're not international oil coolers anymore, so they're not made USA. I heard a lot of problems with the non-USA made oil coolers.
Well, it's the same thing with the standpipes too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Standpipes,
dormant
dummy plugs.
standpipes, they come bad right out of the box.
Yeah, dude, Charlie was making a joke when he was giving a tour. He's like, oh, yeah, and here's where we keep our Ford standpipes. We actually take them out of the box and tap them on the shelf so we can break them first, and not send you that pair because they're just not reliable.
Exactly.
So it's great to have you guys making them.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys tried them out yet, but we should get one on one of your guys' trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Test it out.
Definitely.
Those have been going on for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Is when we came out with those standpipes, and obviously trying to make sure that staying clean inside of those little valleys and everything is important, so that we're not rupturing those O-rings and stuff. But besides the normal culprits of having issues with them, they've been solid for us. So.
Well, the big thing is, and I have to throw a little bit of a commercial in there. The cool thing about what I know so far from the PPE oil cooler, especially the oil cooler, that's like a big thing. It's USA made. It's re-engineered. It's USA made. And from everything that I talk to people about, I talk to our customers a lot. Everybody loves their oil cooler. Like, everybody loves their oil cooler. And I kind of have a little bit of a buyer's remorse that I didn't buy one from you, that I bought the OEM one. Yeah. Because it was kind of that moment, OEM or bust moment.
Yeah.
And at some point, I know I'm going to run one of your oil coolers. I know that.
Yeah, 6 liter. It'll plug up in about 50,000 miles. So.
But it's a big thing. Like, it is, we have finally a company again here that will make you an USA made high quality oil cooler that will not give you tons of problems. That's just a big thing, and we're grateful for that you guys did that.
So while we're talking about oil coolers, I kind of talked to you guys off topic before on how to flush it.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go over with your audience on how to maybe
we need to make
flush?
a separate video because I need to talk to Tony and actually get his list. But when Tony flushes, our lead race mechanic, Tony, don't know what to do with my hands guy.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. He's flushing for like 9-10 hours, sometimes over 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, you gotta. He gave me the list. He's like, you gotta buy 3 gallons of Simple Green. You gotta buy 2 gallons of VC9. You're gonna need access to a hose for like 12 to 15 hours, and then you can't be afraid to get dirty because you're gonna have to do a lot of crap. And that's just the 6 liter life,
6-0 life, baby. Chewbacca. Listen to it.
The big thing about it is just simply while you're flushing it, you're trying to get all the gunk and all the crap that's in the cooling system out of the cooling system. So the only way how we can do that is labor and lots of flushing. Yeah. Because otherwise you install a new oil cooler and you're going to have the same problem again. You can buy the best oil cooler in the world if you
doesn't matter how good your product is if the customer doesn't clean it right.
If it has gunk in the system, it will end up in your oil cooler and it will plug it up and you have the same issue again.
So us being Duramax guys, we're used to doing a 12-hour job for injectors,
tie rods,
but we're not used to doing a 12-hour job to clean our cooling system.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a hurdle that I'm trying to learn and kind of trying to get into that, so that way I could tell customers, hey, you need to do this, in this order. Do you guys put air in the system when you guys are flushing it?
So if we do, it's tough because there's technically 2 types of ways to flush a 6 liter. There's the traditional like block flush, like I was talking about. There's also, I don't remember who makes the tool, but they have the actual cooler flush where you pull the turbo, you pull the outlets, you bolt on, and then you put air and water to it, and then you're just pumping air and water pressure through mostly the oil cooler to try to flush that, but I don't know.
The best way is
6 liter life, dude.
Yeah, you want to get all of it out, so you have to touch every single port, everything just has to get. Yeah, you have to let the water run, man. That it sounds dumb, but the first time I seen that was like probably 10 years ago when I experienced my first flushing. Tony taught me that, and yeah, it's a 9-hour process.
Yeah,
Like you let that truck run for 9 hours, and it just bellows out water left and right, and that's just what you have to do.
Yeah, I can say Tony did do it on my truck, and it went from like 20 to 30 degree deltas, and I was all the way down to 5. You know,
Nice.
so it's like when you do it right, even with the I don't remember what oil cooler you put in it. It's like when you do it right, it's totally fine.
yeah.
But you know, my heads are cracked, so now my deltas are back up at like 10, 15.
Yeah, but 10 is normally fine.
8 to 10 is factory standard, like allowable max deltas, right?
You have to always consider
Yeah.
how do they measure that? They measure that at what, 70 miles an
Yeah,
hour,
65,
flat ground.
driving on the highway for 20 minutes. There's a lot of like Ford stuff you have to learn. It's like, yeah, you got to meet this entire list of requirements or else it didn't count, you know?
Right.
It's a lot of crap.
And
dude.
that's huge. Like I say, just trying to talk to
Yeah,
customers.
and it's hard to teach customers, right?
Exactly, yeah. And, you know, it's hard to teach customers when I'm learning myself,
Yeah.
you know, because this is a whole new market for us.
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
like,
just
oh, dude, I wish this was Duramax. I could tell you 10
Yeah,
different ways to do it.
Exactly, yeah. I would be all like, dude, I would just talk you over the phone right now, pull out some wrenches, you know,
Yeah,
if it was a
exactly.
Duramax. But once we start getting into Powerstroke, I'm like,
That's how I feel when a Duramax guy calls me and it's like, "Oh, I have this issue with my." I'm like,
Yeah, let me call you back.
And then that's when you go, hey, Charles.
Pretty much. Hey, Charles, or hey, lady, what are you doing, bro?
And I literally tell that people, it's like, I honestly, sir, cannot tell you that.
Yeah.
I will find out for you though.
Yeah.
I have to call you back though.
Oh, yeah, that's the best thing when you get a customer and you don't know the answer.
Oh, I tell them the truth. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll get you an answer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're huge for, you know, PPE. Ryder knows it too well. He, you know, if he comes over and he has a question, we're dropping everything, we're getting him an answer,
Exactly.
and we're getting him back on the phone to help out that customer.
It's
you know,
great
so.
too because it's also a learning experience for new guys. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
he's trying to learn, trying to help customers. That was a huge learning curve for me at this job and my last one. It was like, I have no idea how to help you, but hold on just a minute and I'll find
Right.
out. Yeah, it's just it's fun.
Especially new to the diesel world. I mean, you think
Oh,
a
yeah.
truck or a car is a car or a truck, you know, whatever. But once you start getting into this stuff, you're like, oh man, you're telling me there's this many nuances about this stuff. So it gets technical.
Oh, wait, the Ford stuff is complete next level.
Yeah.
You're going to run into the weirdest issues, I promise you.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
It's fun, though.
If you
It's
guys
fun.
don't have it already, you should probably just buy all data and look through all the instructions on how to do all the stuff.
He's not joking.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
That's actually helped us a lot because we
Yeah.
have all that account for Tony on his shop, so it's saved me quite a few times.
Yeah, you need it. You need it. You just have to, because you're always going to have the one off, and you just need the more information you got and the more resources you have, the better you can help your customer. But so we doing oil coolers, we're doing standpipes. Are you gonna
Transmission pans.
transmission pans? What about 7.3? Are you gonna do something for 7.3s?
Yeah, we're hoping to really branch out into that market. We're kind of staying more on the 6.0, 6.4, 6.7 kind of stuff right now.
The new stuff, yeah.
The newer stuff.
You have diff covers, you said, right?
We have diff covers, transmission pans.
Yeah, I
The
forget
transmission
one of
pans
those.
are
They're pretty.
huge, especially for those 6.7 guys. You know, with that transmission cooler, it doesn't cool enough, unfortunately. But with our transmission pans, we're able to actually increase the capacity by double. So if you're running a 6R140, you're actually going from 7 quarts to 14 quarts. And then if you're running a 10R140, you're actually going from 8 quarts from factory all the way up to 16.
Oh, really? That big?
That's nice, yeah.
So it's able to cool a lot better, you know. And what you find is obviously the more pristine you're able to keep that transmission fluid or any fluid in, you know, the better. And what better way to have more fluid capacity because it's not getting beat up as much, right? It's going to have less time that goes through the system, goes through the cooler, goes into the clutches and everything like that. So it's getting berated a lot less, you know. So it's almost like, is it harder to boil, you know, a gallon of water, or is it harder to boil a swimming pool of water?
No, you're
You
absolutely
know?
right.
So that's a huge thing for a lot of those Ford guys that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, even the transmissions on our trucks have here and there a couple kinks. 6 liter is not as bad. 5Rs are pretty stout.
Yeah.
That's known. But no, it's gonna be exciting. I'm just looking forward to getting a diff cover.
Yeah, he's
Really
all
need to
about
buy
the hot
one.
boy bling. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
right up your
all-
guys'
Dude,
alley,
look
dude.
at him, dude.
That's true. You've seen his truck. So over the top. Why don't you tell him about the Louis Vuitton idea you had?
Oh yeah, I normally wanted to
He
do
looks like a Louis Vuitton guy, dude.
Louis Vuitton wrap, chrome gold Louis Vuitton wrap on the roof of my truck because people would really hate it.
Yeah, because it's lowered and you can always see the roof. So it's like, mine's
Yeah,
lifted.
and people always give me shit like, why would you lower a 4x4? You have 35s, I have 33s. How much ground clearance difference do we have?
Yep.
My truck just fits in parking garages and rides nice. Yours doesn't. That's the big difference.
It fits like height wise, but you take up like 4 spots. It's like 2 miles long of a truck, dude.
I'm extra.
Yeah, he's extra.
No, I like low stuff. I like low trucks.
I'm a sucker for
Yeah.
low stuff.
Yeah, what do you guys drive?
Oh, yeah, big thing.
Me and myself, I have a 03 Durburb. So it's an LB7 03 Durburb.
Bourbon, dude?
Suburban.
Got the mommy wagon, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Our family was growing, and I was like, dude, I got a tow boat, but I want to keep stuff in the back. I want the kids to be able to hop in there, the dogs and everything. So it's just more convenient. I was looking, at an excursion. I was looking for a 6.0 excursion for a long time, and I was just like, I don't want to deal with that right now. So ended up doing a whole Durburb. I bought it already swapped. Sure enough, as soon as I got it, the guy had it laying around for about 4 or 5 years. So first thing that went bad was turbo.
Yeah.
I got it home, drove it around for a while. Turbo went bad, had to change the turbo. Had an exhaust leak, had to change my out pipes. Then fuel started leaking from my lift pump, so I had to get a new lift pump on there.
You want me to get rid of my Toyota?
Yeah,
Duramax,
Mr. Toyota
dude.
He
guy over
drives
here,
a
dude.
Toyota, dude.
What Toyota do you have?
That's why you have a daily, and that's why you have a.
That's true, I do have a daily.
Yeah, you gotta have 2, man.
Yeah.
I have like 5, but just 2 is good.
Two's fine.
Yeah. So what do you drive?
I have an 01 Toyota Tundra.
Nice.
With long travel suspension and Kings and all
Sick.
that.
Yeah, I was looking at your Parker 400 hat. I was like, yeah, this guy gets it, dude.
Yeah.
He gets
This
it.
guy's a Cali boy, dude.
He's a Cali boy,
He
dude.
never left California, even though he's in Vegas. His mind is still in
That's why
California.
we get along. We're boat people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ridiculous, dude.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a Toyota. I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, they're great. They're reliable.
Can't be slower, that's for sure.
Wow.
No, that's
Could be
definitely
worse.
you ain't gonna win a race. No, that's for damn sure.
It's a nice build. I like his build. It's a real nice build, but
I mean, it's it's not a
it's no
Duramax.
diesel,
I'm just happy to work with other companies where actually the employees are into
Yeah,
the
you gotta
products
be-
they sell. Like
gotta
you
be a
have
car
truck
guy.
guys,
Yeah.
you have car guys, and it's just important for us that because there is something non-car people or non-truck people, they just don't get it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, they think we're all insane.
Yeah, when
And
I
they're
tell somebody, I spent $20,000 on my truck and I don't blink an eye. If I have to buy a shower gel for $5, I get a heart attack.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's just
exactly.
how it is, man.
Yeah.
It's just that's just how it is. I complain
that's-
about
that's the life, dude.
how much eggs are, but spending $3,000 on a set of heads, absolutely reasonable.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Gotta
reasonable.
have kill level heads, dude.
Best or nothing.
That is true.
But
Oh man,
definitely,
so
it's a hard thing to wrap your mind around if you're not in the community, and that's why it's huge for us, to make sure that if they're not in the community, they're at least adjacent. They all of our employees know something about how a vehicle works.
Yeah.
The internals of them, how they function. That's real key for us. So.
yeah, I think actually every single person that works here, I can't think of a single person that's not kind of a car person. Because it's like Liz's husband has a bunch of cars. Christine's been in dealerships her whole life. Like Casey, Charlie have always been car people. Even all of our shipping people, like with the Tonto, with the Cavalier.
He has,
love that
he has a couple other vehicles too. He has that Durango.
Yeah,
and
the Durango and the Aspen. Yeah,
The Cav takes the cake though, dude. I love that thing. That thing is
Sick,
mint.
dude.
But
The Cavalier,
Cavalier,
dude.
man. I'm ready
His
to drive
little
that thing
Ripper.
off the lot,
Come
dude.
on, bro. I'd drive
yeah,
that.
it's
love that
it's
Really
set this
fit
morning
my
under
driveway.
covered parking.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
gotta protect the
I was
paint,
surprised
dude.
that thing, a $500 car, had the covered parking out there. But
Yeah, you have to do. It's probably a window that doesn't go up. That's my only. That's my theory on that. I was pulling up this morning too, and I'm like,
Yeah,
interesting. Well, take the boss's parking spot. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I guess. Same. Yeah, you guys. So, anything new on the horizon for PPE? Anything you're willing or able to talk about? A little prototype
Yeah.
action. I know
Yeah.
you got some Duramax motor mounts in the works.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we have Duramax motor mounts that we're working on, transmission mounts, and hopefully, I'm not making any promises, but Alex Leahy, he's been on my butt to try to get 6.0 motor mounts. We'll try taking
Please,
our expertise over from our Duramax motor mounts and
Ford doesn't make them anymore, so you have to make them.
Yeah, because otherwise we got to buy them from O'Reilly's.
Exactly.
Gosh.
Yeah, so
Nothing bad about O'Reilly's.
Yeah, no hate on that, but
we'll try doing that. As far as Powerstroke stuff, that's for sure coming out. We got 6.7 manifolds that are coming out.
that'll be cool.
Our intercooler has
Yeah,
been out
wait,
for
your
some time now.
intercooler
We have to touch
sick.
base on that again. What years? 6, 7, all years?
We're gonna
11
do all
to
years, yeah.
okay. What are you going to change on them? Are they going to be stainless steel? Are they going to be cast? Now I want to know more.
That's still way in the
He's
early in the
like,
development
"All right,
stage of
chill
things.
out, come on."
But they did tell me that
Dude.
they are going to start pulling the trigger. They're working on the development of them. So
Yes.
they're
6-7 headers.
That'd be kind of sick.
7.3 headers are getting more and more popular.
really.
People buy them.
Yeah.
And they work.
So we're early enough in the development stage where if I come to the guys, if I give them some input from KC Turbos,
Yeah, they'll take it.
They'll
They'll be
listen.
like, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea." Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have a dyno in the shop?
We don't, but we have a couple guys around town that
I mean, you're in
dyno-
Vegas,
dyno.
dude.
I just
There's
want to say, I
shops
mean, we're not
everywhere.
that far away, and we have a lot of 6.7s here, and we have a big dyno. So I
Are
guess we
you
can.
are you hinting at you want some free product? Is that what you're hinting?
No, what I'm wanting to say is, how about? I am a cheap ass. I admit that. However, I would love if we could work together on testing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, testing is big, and
No, yeah.
I want to everything that can help our turbo.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
That's my things. Like
Yeah.
then when I hear up pipes and manifolds, hey, if we can get more flow out of the system, help things spool up better, that means I can make even bigger turbos and
like
get
your
even
6,
bigger
7
turbo
up pipes,
spool.
dude.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, what stage is Alex running on that? Is
what,
it a
his
stage
white
1,
one?
stage 2? The one that
That's
you put our up pipes
that's a
on?
prototype.
Oh, I don't know what's
No,
on
that's a
that.
prototype.
Okay.
Actually, the turbo is tiny.
Is it?
It's a tiny little turbo.
Yeah.
We're not releasing sizing right now, but that one will come to the market at some point.
Yeah.
It's like the super spool. It'd be like more like a stock-ish, but performs way better.
Yeah. So he told me
That's a Charlie question. I don't know.
he told me that what his testing was when he threw our up pipes on was he was actually see about 200 to 300 less RPM when that
Yeah.
turbo would
To
spool
get it
up.
to light, which is
So-
nice.
That was impressive when you could see it on the flow chart, you could see it on these things, but when you could see it on a bigger turbo and you could see it, the stock stuff is the stock stuff, but when you can see it on a bigger turbo like that,
That helps
it's
a
exciting.
lot. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like Powerstrokes always struggled with exhaust flow as it is. Like you strap something on the Cummins and we'll spool up. Period.
Yeah.
Powerstrokes are not like that. So everything where we can help
Takes a
improve the
while. You
flow.
got to 2-foot it and let
Yeah.
it creep. And
That is huge. So if you guys can figure something out, manifold and up pipe wise in general,
Yeah.
we make combos
Yeah.
that flow better, that we can get bigger stuff to spool up. That would be huge,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, when you guys go to the event, I have a cutout of our Alpha IP manifolds.
yeah.
And it just flows so nice compared to the
Yeah.
factory one. So we're planning on hopefully being able to bring that to the market for those 6.7 guys. And
Nice.
like I said, the intercooler's out right now.
Yeah, dude. That
Matt
intercooler's nice.
At Blessed Performance, you guys know Matt's
yeah,
story.
we know
Very
that.
well.
Yeah.
He was fighting, temps all the time on his compound system, and he
Yeah.
kept just fighting them and fighting them. Him and his buddy had identical kits. He was like 210, 220. He was never able to get it down. He threw our intercooler on it, after trying, various other companies. I won't name competitors, but he was actually able to get it back down to 160, 170 after throwing our intercooler on there. And that's
We have a lot of customers that run your guys' intercooler. One of the big ones is actually Sean.
Yeah.
Sean King,
the
which is a great guy, by the way.
Yeah,
if you're
Lifter
watching, what's up, Sean?
Monster trucks. Yeah.
He loves you guys' product, and that was last year actually when we talked
Last
as well.
year,
Yeah, the first time we met. Yeah.
Yeah, at NHRDA, and that's since that day I kind of wanted to start selling PPE stuff.
Sean's a great guy, man.
He's so funny.
He should be a PP. So he should be any salesperson
Dude,
for
he's so
any
good.
company
Yeah,
that
agreed.
reps him, dude. Because I see him getting on the floor, showing people transmission pans and oil pans and
he's
coolers.
so personable. He's great.
He's just
Yeah,
a
Sean's a
likable
great
dude.
guy, yeah.
When you meet him, he's just such a likable dude, and it's good that we have people and customers like that.
Yeah,
like
dude,
Sean
it's
is not
great,
a person,
man.
or in general, these type of people that are really big into that stuff. They don't want sponsorships. They don't want free
Yeah.
stuff. They live
just
for
cares,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
literally just like their vehicles, they like to show what they have, and they like to show what it does. And those are honestly my favorite customers.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I want to work with.
I was genuinely impressed when I came over to NHRDA last year, the Arizona event, and I see his truck and it has an intercooler on it, and I'm thinking to myself, we just came out with this thing a month ago, and this guy
How does he
has
have
it installed
done
on
running?
an any level kit where they, where you have clearance issues right there on that any level lift. But he had it installed.
He's like, no, man, I just had him cut and weld these pipes up, and I moved it a little bit. And I think he
and
has
then
fixed.
on top of that, he had a pusher intake
Yeah,
system.
he had totally different intake kit. It was like,
he had to match up different stuff to make it work. And I'm like, dude, you did all that just to put our intercooler on?
yeah.
I was like,
And
dude,
he's like, yeah, and I made it pretty too.
yeah. People like that, dude, they're just great.
Dedicated, bro. All right, so we've been talking a lot about Duramax, Powerstroke, stuff we like. What about the Cummins guys? What do they got to expect?
Man,
I know
do
we
we-
don't like them
do we
that
have
much.
to talk
do
about
we
those
have
guys?
to?
No beef with the Cummins guys.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
No, I hate you guys.
We actually drove a Cummins in.
Yeah, dude.
Tokyo.
Yeah, that's what we seen yesterday, and we judged pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty hard on that one, but
I was judged the whole time coming in, so
that's all right.
Everyone looked
they're,
at me.
They're comfy on the inside. I
They
like
are.
Dodges, bro.
They're quiet.
I can't even say anything. Yeah,
quiet.
can't
They got
lie,
creature
dude.
comforts.
Yeah,
I mean,
but anything new they can expect? Anything crazy?
yeah. So we're doing charge pipes right now, intercoolers, coolant hoses, transmission pans as well for that for the newer stuff.
They need all the help they can get, bro.
Oh yeah.
Those poor guys.
No, yeah. So we're hitting that Cummins market pretty hard too. This year is going to be, like I said, a lot of Powerstroke stuff.
Yeah.
About middle of this year, and then later this year, probably around SEMA time, PRI SEMA, we're going to have a lot of Cummins stuff coming out. So it's an interesting time for us. Like I said, we're just really trying to branch out. One of our guys at the shop who owns personally, he owns a 6.7. He's been crazy about getting the engineers to design stuff for him, so he's excited.
Yeah.
He's really
I
excited.
have the feeling that happens in a lot of companies, though.
Oh, all
as
the
soon
time.
as the employees get a certain
Right.
vehicle, you start the development process started.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why we
wheels start
sell
turning.
EcoBoost turbos, because Houston bought an EcoBoost and he's like, this is a Ford with a turbo.
Yeah.
We could make turbos for this.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
We had a couple guys think about
And now we're
buying
in the gas
Duramaxes,
world.
yeah, just for that reason.
Yeah, that's also true.
Well, you have Alex, dude, already. That's
Pretty much. He's like,
That's
"Just
the
let me
problem.
know,
We need
so I'll
somebody
try it
short
out."
for it with a Duramax. None of us fit in a Duramax properly.
That is true. That's the main reason I bought a Ford. It's just more
Yeah.
comfy.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a freak. Yeah.
Well, me and Alex are your guys, dude.
Dude, we'll call
Ready?
you guys up. Hey, so what others? So you're at NHRDA with us here.
Yeah.
What other shows are you going to this year so all the people can find you, come talk, ask questions?
We're hoping to hit up all the NHRDA events this year, all the diesel motorsports events, SEMA, PRI. So if you guys are interested in, checking out the booth or anything, swinging by, we'll probably have the engines with us. If we're doing any conventions like SEMA or PRI, check out the stuff that we have. It's good quality stuff. We always make sure to use the best quality material that we can. So even if it takes a little bit longer to produce, we're just all about making sure it's done right the first time.
Yeah, like I said, everything I've seen so far from you guys is just the stuff is beautiful. It's just really, really nice stuff. So again, 6-liter market, 6-liter stuff.
Listen, dude,
I know.
I'm
Shut
not
up.
promising anything, but
But we're working on it.
we're
yeah.
working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we. People bother us a lot for all different types of turbos. It's like it's
Well,
in line.
It takes a while.
It's in
When
line.
you do something right, it takes a while.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. You can't just spit it out and hope it goes well.
No, people never understand that R&D is actually years of process.
Oh, yeah.
That's not like,
Yeah.
let's test it real quick. 2 weeks
Yeah.
later, it's tested and good to go.
Yeah.
No,
We
gosh.
bought a 2020 Powerstroke in 2020, and then we're finally releasing the turbos this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that. Sometimes usually it doesn't take 5 years, but this time it did.
And then emissions testing too, dude. If it has to go through emissions testing, we can have something done in a year or two.
Yeah.
It takes emission testing about a year or two to just get it developed.
I don't want to even
everything.
know how long is our 6-liter at CARB.
Well, when I started working here, it was gone, and then it just got back as we were moving into this building. So
Yeah, but it's been so far 3 years and nothing has been done. We don't have a number yet. Everything passed, and now it's just
even when the stuff passes, then it still has to go through some sort of
it takes forever.
forms and paperwork and everything else. And you're like, all right, it passed. How long is it going to take? And then still a year after it passes, you're sitting on your hands, and you're just like.
For us, the biggest thing, we want to sell in California. We have nothing against the people that live in California.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be punished not have cool parts on their truck just because some other people don't want it there.
Yep.
And it sucked for us. It sucked really bad for us losing all of our customers in California.
Yeah.
It was a big percentage of our customer base is from California. Yeah. We all know, or a lot of employees here are from California, and it's not good. And now we can't basically sell to the state next to us. That's not right.
Yeah.
So we're trying, just like you guys, to get as much CARB approved as we can, but unfortunately, it's just a long road.
And that's huge with us. Every single PPE product you get, if it requires CARB, it has a CARB sticker on it. So, you have the confidence you could buy it. And if it doesn't have a CARB sticker, I'm guarantee you it's pending.
Yeah. It's in the works, yeah.
So sometimes, we even have to start selling the stuff. The process takes so long. Sometimes we start selling the stuff and say it's CARB pending.
Yeah, CARB pending.
So that way,
we
so it's just kind of how things work.
It's tough, dude.
We have to see how the next 4 years go. Maybe something gets better, maybe not. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to cover here?
No, Ryder?
Anything you want to talk about, dude? Any stories you want to tell?
Anything you want to say to the customers?
Anything you want to say? Yeah, so anytime you call PPE, ask for Ryder and start yelling at him and tell him his Tundra is slow and he needs to buy diesel.
Or
say, please don't, guys, no.
A Duramax swapped Tundra pre-runner.
I mean, you can put that 3 liter,
truck, dude.
Put that little 3
that
liter
Baby Max in there.
I might have to up my spring rate a little bit.
The Baby Max would do well.
It'd be perfect. Just drop right in.
Put a 6 liter in it.
I wouldn't do that.
That'd be heavy too.
No, that would be funny as hell though. Everybody hates on 6 liters.
You would break a lot of stuff.
You always have to put the most hated engine in it. I'm always I love doing stuff that people hate. I genuinely enjoy that. I do not know why.
And that's why he is the way that he is.
That's why the truck will have a gold chrome wrap. Yeah, because it's just, why not?
Love the hate, dude.
Yep.
All right.
Ryder and this guy, dude. Two peas in the pod, man.
Who, me? Just because I like 350Zs, bro?
Oh, no, don't say that on camera. Cut!
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. How can these people find you? What's your, sales line, contact?
So you'll be able to find us over at ppepower.com. Call us, message us anytime. Our Instagram is at ppepower. That's the same Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can find us on all of those channels.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow us, follow PPE. Have a great time, and we'll see you guys next time.